man, heal me, please. Please heal me.
I send a message. Please send a heal. Do you have a health pot I could buy off of you or something? I wouldn't even respond. I'd be like, I use my response to say, nope.
I use a bonus action to tell him to fuck off.
My response to the whispered magical messages. What was that? I couldn't hear you.
Sounded like you had a bunch of dicks in your mouth. I don't know what you said.
I don't know what you said.
Oh, hey, Jake. You're muted. But hello. See your face down there.
Oh,
he doesn't want us to hear him eating a horse meat sandwich.
I was going to say.
Horse
Jesus.
meat.
What were you doing at the neighbor's house with these horses? Jesus. Went from like taking care of these horses to horse meat sandwiches.
You know, riding them around.
Riding them into the meat grinder.
Riding them in between two pieces of bread. Oh.
That is accurate.
Stupid.
I'm looking at Jake's camera and he's not laughing at all.
Also looking at him be like almost emotionless to what we say. I love it.
Say some shit like that again to me.
Amazing.
The deadpan is real.
That's true.
Steve
Thank you
Carell
for
level
saying.
will just sit there and say anything.
I mean, that's some pretty funny shit. If you can just stay there all straight faced while people are saying hilarious shit. It's pretty funny to me.
Right? It's strong. It's a good move.
Yeah. Nah, it's hilarious. Like, damn, you brought that emotionless heat.
Okay.
All right. Relocate. Motherfucker. For
Well, the last two sessions
feels so
unfortunately
good.
didn't get recorded, so
True, I know.
kind of sucks.
I mean, fucking.
I did just get a new video card today, though. So
Nice.
I actually played some Skyrim on Ultra and was just trying to see how it was because it like auto detected the Ultra, and I was like, I went to the spot with like a bunch of mobs and like using all these crazy spells and summoning things and trying to get it, and I got my fan to kick on for like a couple seconds.
Damn.
And that was it. Otherwise, like every other game I played and tried it on, and the whole time playing Skyrim up until that point, my fan never even turned on.
Now you just need to try out that Witcher with ray tracing on.
I know.
Rape your video
That
card.
shit is crazy.
just take a shit all over it with that thing.
Yeah.
It looks so crazy. I'm like,
Hope you got some thermal paste.
looks better than the newest games that came out. Stupid.
Yeah, that, to
Let
me,
us
that's
just
something
enable
that's like,
ray tracing on a 2015 game. Yep,
yeah.
looks better than anything produced today. Fucking ridiculous.
It's one of those things, though, I won't even care about ray tracing until it's actually, like, practical and affordable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, most cards can't
So never.
push a game at 60 FPS right now for it. So, I mean, it really doesn't, I don't know, matter until probably the next series of video cards. Because most computers just can't push games that way.
Yeah, right.
PS5 and the new Xbox will probably bring the heat. It'll just be tuned down on the FPS, but it'll still look amazing.
Truth.
It'll look hot. It just won't be running at no 119 frames per second that everybody's like expecting. They all got these high FPS monitors and like, dude, if it isn't 1 in 44, it can go shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, that's not happened with ray tracing for a hot minute, dude. See you in 2027 or something. Get back in here.
So, anybody want to do a recap for last time?
I remember nothing.
I remember we went to, we got dropped off the dragon. We watched as the fucking dudes like totally destroyed Sweeney's hideout, like our original cave. We were kind of betrayed by them, which was Baron, right? That was who Baron was with.
Yeah, it was Kane's army, right?
Tane with a T.
Tane, yeah,
Tane.
That's right. Yep.
They kept doing that the whole last time too.
Kind of betrayed us.
Kind of betrayed us. Sure. That's how Ebu interprets that shit. Again, Grizz is like, they fucking betrayed the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Kill those bastards if I ever see
Well,
them
he
again.
technically said it wasn't Tane. It was like it wasn't Baron.
Said he
it was
wanted to talk to us.
You know, one of them was like, he doesn't trust you. That's why.
It was Baron. Baron, we
Baron
talked to Baron.
said Tane didn't
Baron
trust
on the
us, right?
London.
Or
Yeah, Tane didn't trust us, so he basically made the cave collapse on itself while we were in there trying to do some double agent bullshit that they wanted us to do.
We should have seen that coming.
Lambs to the slaughter. Well, we were trying to take a peaceful resolution, I think. Like, just trying to take out...
I just mean, like, the
So we
fact
did some
that he
spy
wanted us
shit,
to go
left
up
Alara
alone by
all on her own.
ourselves first. Yeah, it was just like, oh, sure. We were like, yeah, that's a great plan, you know?
And then we arrived in the holdout point at the back entrance of the cave, like, well, past that, in another... Was it another cave? I knew we took boats across. Well, we had to swim, but they took boats across to another kind of cave enclosure that we went to meet up with Sweeney, who's alive, and we found out that Leaf is the one that we actually killed.
Yeah. So sad.
And then we're basically lying to all of them and rejoining them as unquote allies until we find out from Baron what the hell happened with the other army that's trying to kill us. Yeah. Grizz just feels like nobody on this island is on his side. They're all just tentative allies until they decide that they're not useful, and then try to kill them, because that seems to be everything that happens all the time.
Awesome. I believe also you guys went to bed early so that you could meet up with Sweeney to have him show you something. And that's kind of where we left off after doing some role playing on the beach where Ebu passed out and had a vision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I also remember Baron wanting to talk to us the next day on this time period. He said he was going to communicate. He said, tomorrow.
Whoa. Your group, after spending some time on the beach and getting Ebu bearings again, returns into the cave and gets some well-needed sleep. It's kind of restless, though, as the day's activities have been a little rough, emotionally on some and physically on all. You wake in the middle of the night, probably 2 or 3 hours before the sun would rise, to the sound of Sweeney outside of your hut, knocking and whispering, "Hello, hello."
Yeah. Well, I'm outside the hut. I look up like, what's up, Sweeney?
He snapped his head.
Outside and gave
you
the
slept
Leaf
outside
family.
because you gave the Leaf family your bed. Can I go in and get the others?
I mean, I guess if somebody answers, you should probably do that. They're all asleep in there.
Right. Well, then he just opens the door into the hut. The light from the fire that kind of dimly heats the cave overnight creeps into your little magical cabin, and the three of you awake, along with one of Leaf's children.
Nap awake.
Sweeney, come along. We don't have much time. He's gesturing, his shadow flickering across the dark room as he waves to you all to follow him and leaves the door ajar as he makes his way towards the exit of the cave. He gestures towards Grizz to follow as well as he starts to walk towards the crevasse that you must squeeze through to exit.
Do we need to stay quiet?
Not yet.
All right, I follow him. Confused look on my face, just like, what's this guy talking about?
Garrett kind of, upon seeing Sweeney, kind of clenches his pocket where he has put the flute from when he stabbed Leaf, and just kind of wants to make sure it's not going to fall out in front of Sweeney.
When you clench the flute, by the way, your hand does not feel what it expects.
Interesting. Garrett is very curious, so when he sees Sweeney walk out, he wants to look at the flute.
You open your pouch and you go to withdraw where the flute once was, but instead you find a very familiar pocket watch.
Garrett is surprised to see that, and is almost relieved that it would be the pocket watch, in case, in case he stumbles over something and it would fall out. Sweeney would never see the flute, at least, even though he knows that Sweeney might know what the pocket watch is. He's sort of relieved, but also kind of disappointed.
Also, I don't know if Garrett remembers, this watch had a special purpose.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So that might be useful. Anyway, everyone else rises and follows Sweeney out of the cave. Laura?
Yep.
Yeah.
He does, yep.
Yep.
What's Laura like when she first wakes up? Is she pleasant?
Just completely disheveled,
Is she
hair
pleasant?
everywhere. Not a very graceful
Completely disheveled.
morning person.
Sleepy yellow eyes.
Yeah. Like, one half closed.
All right, well, the four of you follow Sweeney out the crevasse, sliding with your shoulders parallel to the walls. You hear the beach crashing waves ahead of you as you exit onto the sand. The spot where Ibu passed out is still disheveled in all of its dirt. And you see that Sweeney is already throwing some oars into one of the boats. Come along, lads. Everybody take an oar. He grabs one oar and throws it at Alara. Alara does a dexterity saving throw.
I was like, she's just gonna let it hit her. It's not gonna catch it.
It's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Alara gets hit in the face with an oar. Tired, groggy, not sure what's happening in the dark. Slam!
Grizz looks over and laughs and says, "She's much better with books than things like that."
Alara, take 2 damage. Sweeney kind of like looks down for a second. So, sorry about that.
She doesn't.
Anyway, we must be away. We must be away. He shovels his way into the boat and gets on like the front and is like, "All right, boys, push us out." And he just like sits in the front of the boat.
This fucking guy. And we're fucking stuck with him.
Hit me in the face with a freaking oar.
It's
So
not
he's
gonna
just
push
sitting at the
itself
front,
now.
and
Come
we
on,
all.
gentlemen.
All right, nice.
I mean, Ibu just grabs an oar. He seems nothing out of the ordinary about this scenario.
Does he also begin to push the boat out to sea?
Yeah.
All right. Ibu bends down and begins to push hard on the boat. It edges in the sand, but it seems like it might take him a minute to do it alone.
Garrett's still sort of
Grizz does-
asleep, so he just kind of like
And gets before trying to push it off, and then tries to use the oar to push it off because he's He doesn't think his fat ass could get in the boat once we get in the water, and he doesn't want to try swimming again.
Oh my god. All right, so Grizz sits in the boat and tries to push with the oar. Garrett, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Garrett tries to kick the boat forward, thinking he'll just push it with his feet because he's so tired still. And he realizes that won't work. He begins to push with his little halfling body.
The little halfling and the elf and the half-assed help of Grizz's oar lodge the boat free of the sand and push it out into the surf. He's like, all right, boys, let's head back down to the old cave entrance. And he points south. You notice that he doesn't have an oar.
Yeah,
I think we figured
knew that
out.
was coming.
Yeah.
I think we
Ibuti
all
definitely
read into
goes.
that without you having to explain it. But
Ibuti definitely goes. Where is your oar?
Freaking
Oh.
Captain Morgan at the front of
Must
the
have
meeting.
forgot it.
And I'm like, here, you can have mine. And I hand him mine, and I start paddling with my hands.
All right. He is astounded by your resourcefulness and begins rowing.
Suck it, Sweeney. I still hit you.
I mean, Grizz attempts to row, not really ever rowed a boat before. Goes for it also. Oh, I guess I did.
Yeah,
back
you
when
did.
Daruk was diving into fucking shitty ass waters. Yep.
Also,
All right.
when you escaped from the giant,
True, you're right. All right.
you rowed 2 other boats before.
Rowing like a
Stiff
champ.
and lazy ass.
Yep. I look like a douchebag Ivy School, like fucking.
Stroke, stroke, stroke. All right, so you guys row through the crashing waves of the evening. The tide is low, but the waves are rough. The wind blows sharp tonight in the cool evening. The stars twinkle and light up the lights. Light up the entrance to the cave. Okay, then damn. I think Finn is pooping on me right now. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Nope. All right.
Get that,
Lucky me.
get that baby aggro out of the way early.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry. The moonlight and stars light the entrance to the cave as the 5 of you begin to paddle your way underneath. You notice that you can see ahead of you in the cave. The cave-in has caused there to be skylight coming in through the entrance where you parked your boats when you first came into this cave. As you enter into the opening, you notice that there is actually one of the boats remaining there, with oars crushed and the boat itself shattered by a few falling cave pieces of debris. Sweeney turns in the boat and says, all right, now we need to be quiet.
Ibuti was like, okay, and he goes into a tree on this boat. It like sinks into the water a little bit for funsies. And he casts pass without. Is it pass without trace? Is that what it is?
Pass without a trace.
For sure it is.
All right, so everyone's got +10 to their stealth roll
28. Biatch.
for the next hour. So yeah, let me get stealth checks from everybody.
Ooh. God damn. Glad we got that +10.
Good God, yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, dude. Jesus.
Huh. Huh.
All right, Sweeney's good too. Okay, the 5 of you slowly shore the boat, leaving your oars inside of it. You pull the boat a little deeper onto the sand so it will go nowhere. He motions for you silently to follow him up the cave to the former mainstay hall of your fortress. As you round the second curve into what should become an opening of a large cave, there now stands a big chasm. In front of you, you can look down and see darkness stretching long below you. What used to be the open cave is now just a giant cracked fissure of earth. Sweeney pauses for a moment at the edge, grabs something from his bag, whispers into it, and throws out a bit of sand. He's like, all right, we should go.
Go where? Ibutu was like, go where?
Back to the boat. And he like pushes through you guys and starts like sneakily tiptoeing his way back towards the boat, but at kind of a hurried pace.
I kind of like touch his shoulder, touch his shoulder before he can get too far away. It's like, what was that? Why did we come here? Is that to cover our tracks?
It's not. We have to go. Okay,
All right, I follow him.
on.
All right, fucking, let's go. Fucking shifty ass motherfucker.
Alara's
You
just
start-
still really sleepy confused. Like, what is happening?
Laura, do you follow him or not?
She's just kind of a zombie. So she's kind of following the group and hasn't really caught up with reality yet.
Okay. With a dazed look, you stop there. He does his thing, and then everybody starts going the other way, and you're like, oh, what?
Yeah.
So he leads you back down to the boat, and you get to the boat, and he's like, all right, wait here. And he's like kind of looking up at the opening into the starry night, like he's waiting for something to happen. Anytime now.
What are we waiting for?
That stuff I spread, it's gonna bring some nasty friends to that ravine. I hear
Why do you need me for this?
I thought you guys would want to see it.
I mean, I want to see it.
He's like, well, I think they're coming. Listen, everyone. Like, quiet, and you hear the waves crashing and the wind howling through the cave. But then you hear something else. Like almost a bubbling noise, a gurgling noise. And then suddenly, darkness wafts over the cave, and the sky that you were looking at with its stars and its moon lit vanishes into a black cloud. It's like, okay, right, they're here. Everybody stay real quiet. He pulls out a set of binoculars, and he hands them over just in the middle of the group for someone to grab as he looks up at the dark cloud above.
I kind of push them away from me and say, yeah, I'm not going to be able to see shit.
Someone else want to take a look?
Ibuti will definitely, he puts his hands over to like take the binoculars.
The two grabs binoculars, looks up through them. It doesn't make much sense at first, but he focuses on them a little, just snobs, and then, oh my goodness. Above, in the black mist, there flutters around but two creatures in this giant black cloud. They're black worms. Long, slender bodies, 20, maybe 30 feet long, 5 feet diameter, cylindered, snake-like beings that fly through the air on massive wings. They have heads that are more dog-like than anything else, with very protruded front fangs and sworded nostrils. And they have long tendrils, coils of fur running off of their body on the under half of it, but the top half is covered in a sheen black scale.
Worms dig through sky. Big ones.
At that moment, you hear another noise, all of you in the distant dark. Sounds like a clacking of some kind. Maybe someone made a noise at the bottom of the encampment that's outside. Whatever it is, the creatures up above snap off in the distance as fast as they can go, revealing to you once again the starry sky and the moon above. And after a few brief moments, you begin to hear shrieks and cries of pain and murder and terror coming from the west. Serve some rice, don't you think?
This says nothing.
Yeah, it fucking does serve them right.
Garrett's just kind of freaked out and puts his cloak on over his head.
He sees you put the cloak on and he says, "Aye, little one. They're mighty beasts to fear. We should get the hell out of here before they're done dining on those assholes."
Garrett nods to him. Agreed.
He motions to the boat and starts to get in it. His first step into the boat is stopped as suddenly the entire cave is illuminated in a bright white light that disappears in an instant. Then there's a boom to follow. A loud, cracking, thunderous boom that reverberates off the cave walls and knocks loose debris that had not yet fallen around the small cave entrances.
I feel like we should really get moving. If there's somebody able to do that inside that cave, we shouldn't be here when they come out.
Sweeney nods in agreement. And then you hear a voice strained and yelling in the darkness. Sweeney!
Do we recognize the voice? Or do I recognize the voice, I guess?
Perception.
No!
I'm gonna do the same. That's okay.
Knew was gonna. No, I don't. I don't indeed.
No, you don't.
I don't
Oh, good
recognize
God.
Shit. Well, he does.
Garrett and Ebu recognize the voice, though.
Yeah, they do. My God,
It's
they're
the voice.
perceptive.
It's the voice of General Tane.
You can see Boo gets like a snarl in his face, and he's like, "Tang."
Garrett just kind of gives a and looks towards the boat and turns his back.
Sweeney is like pale faced, and he's like, "Oh, that's not good. You guys should really get going. Get in the boat. Go.
What about you?
I'm gonna distract him."
How come everyone's like leaving us to be alone so they can do mischievous shit? I don't like that.
Well, I get in the boat because fuck all this.
I mean, I am too. Fuck.
Oh, I know. I know you're just saying it, and I didn't know if you were gonna get in the boat or not. But Grizz,
Yeah.
he waddles his fat ass towards the boat and climbs in, like starts pushing the oar again, being like, "You guys should get on. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here."
Sweeney unhooks his accordion from his back and swings it around to playing position. Cracks his neck, straightens his shoulders up. I bid you adieu, my friends.
Good luck out there. Hope you have more friends.
Still don't know if I'm Sweeney's friend, so I say nothing.
He walks off in the direction of the screaming Kane, who is still screaming, by the way. "Come out here, you son of a bitch!" As he hits the cave, he looks back at you guys with a pause. "Get the hell out of here." And then he starts playing, I don't know, a pirate shanty on his,
Hell yeah.
I don't want you guys to
on
hear
his
this.
accordion as he walks his way up the cave.
He's definitely a badass for just doing that in general. I don't know. Grizz's opinion goes up a little bit more for Sweeney as the pendulum goes back and forth all the fucking time.
Kevin Spacey was a badass until we knew he raped little boys. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, until I find out Sweeney's raping little boys, like, I mean, I'm gonna be like, dude's pretty BA. Like, I'm just saying, you just walking into a cave full of paladins and plate-wearing motherfuckers playing your accordion and being a badass. I'm gonna think you're a badass. I'll be like, all right, well, yeah, I'm
True
gonna go this way.
true enough.
Good for you. Killing it.
So the four of you push the boat out and make your way out of the cave.
Does Garrett see anything in the water around at all?
Perception roll for me, Garrett.
Really know what time of day it is.
It's dark. It's nighttime,
Yeah.
and that is you're perceiving real good right now in the dark nighttime. The moonlight is strong, and you're in the mood. But yeah, the water is clear, and you can see the sandy bottom of this cave shoal.
Okay.
The four of you begin to row your way out, and as you do, you hear strange sounds and a sudden explosion light the sky. As you exit the cave, you look out behind you, and you see what you think to be a man flying through the sky at an extreme speed, heading north at kind of a 45-degree angle from the surface of the planet. Just
What the fuck is that?
So at this point, Alara kind of finally wakes up, slaps herself a couple times. It's like, all right, why the fuck did I follow you guys?
Did that body look like Sweeney, or perception roll again?
Ebu grabbed the binoculars that he never gave back.
Yeah.
And looks at it, and it is indeed Sweeney, and his body looks limp, and blood covers his face.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
was quick.
pretty much what I wanted to know.
He was like, he looked dead.
Looked like a dead man cannonball.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure which direction north is comparatively.
North is
to
towards
where we're at.
our new
The
settlement
north is
of
back
Rose.
towards the cave that the cabin is in, along the shore. South is back towards the original camp and where the ships initially arrived. And you guys are heading east out into the ocean from this cave. I mean, I'm assuming you're not just heading way out into the ocean, but you came out of the cave facing east. So to your left is north, and the direction Sweeney is flying, and to your right is south.
Garrett says we might be able to learn something if we go after where that body landed.
Garrett sees a flying treasure chest.
Yes. Pretty much. Can I have your stuff?
We'll take
Bro,
your
if you're not
silence
using
as a
these
yes.
perks, can I have them?
I mean, it's either that or going back to this camp full of Sweeney followers and trying to play along, right? Like, I don't know what other options we have.
I mean, it's in the direction of our tent, and I feel like we should go grab our tent and get some loot and figure out what just happened.
Do I just kick Leaf's wife and her 2 kids out? Just turn that back into a
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Hey, get out. Get the fuck out of here, all right?
You can also
Time's
try
up.
to leave them in there and turn it into a cube and see what happens.
I could. Good God. That sounds terrible.
Good guinea pig situation.
I'd much rather.
I mean, Leaf's already
Much
dead,
rather
right?
kick him
So
out.
it's like,
Damn. Mercy kills.
Did Garrett just say this shit? This better be
Garrett
some
did
friendly
not
Brett and
say
Andy banter
Garrett did
going on.
not say that.
It doesn't sound Garrett at all. Doesn't sound like a Garrett move whatsoever. What you got, baby?
Okay. So where are you guys headed in your rowboat?
Ooh.
Garrett starts rowing towards the body of Sweeney.
Huh?
Damn.
Snakes?
Before we begin to paddle north,
Do it.
tide is slowly coming in as you make your way north. So the body's flying pretty fast. So you
No
kind of
idea.
watch it launch off.
Chasing a
It
medium
gets
with a
really
rope.
high into the sky, like almost not seeable in the night darkness, and then it begins to descend back down to the earth.
Do you want this?
Ibu tries his best to estimate how far away it is, but he's never. It's kind of like tracking a bird to the ground, but I don't think he's ever killed a bird that high up before. He thinks that it's probably about 5 or 10, but somewhere between 5 and 10 miles north along the coast somewhere.
5 or 10 miles.
Yeah.
How long did we sleep, by the way?
Oh, you full rested.
Oh, okay. This was close to dawn, I imagine, like before.
It was like an hour or two before. It'll be dawn while you guys row this boat.
All right. Let me get our tent. I really don't want to lose that. I mean, if it was just a tent, that's one thing, but it makes us food at all hours of the day. That's pretty much the greatest thing I can imagine. So I'm going to get that.
Grizz,
Garrett
realizing that you're
agrees.
getting close to the beach where the cave is, mentions getting the tent.
And starts to steer his oar towards the cave entrance, regardless of what the rest of the group is still rowing towards. Steers against the group.
I'm assuming we're all just like, oh yeah, definitely, like for sure. We had not even an issue, man.
Good call. Good
Yeah.
call. So the four of you beach the boat, make your way through the crevasse, come inside. Everyone is still asleep inside the cave. It's like beginning to crack dawn outside. The sky is beginning to become like that lavender it becomes right before full daybreak.
And I say, hey, tent chef, could you whip up some like really awesome, waffle and strawberry and sweet breakfast for the kids and the missus? We got to kick her out of here and go. So if you could do that real quick.
The kitchen comes to life, making waffles,
I love this place.
strawberries, and all the gangsterness that was just described.
Yes. The best
delicious
tent ever.
aroma fills the cabin, and
I start
your
nudging.
children awake to the idea of eating something delicious for the first time in months.
All right. Get plates for them and kind of carry them like precariously on my arms, like a server that's never tried this before, like kind of like wobbling and being like, hey,
Sleight of hand.
damn it. I'm going to drop these plates. Good thing this kitchen has endless food. Hold on.
Come through, Grizz. Grizz,
Ooh,
come through.
Boom! Like a seasoned server, just balling like, hey, I got food for you, but we got to go.
But you gotta go.
Down.
It's the morning after. Get out of my tent. We gotta go.
They take the plates and start eating, and like Grizz like puts his hands on their backs and like pushes them up out of the bed as they're standing and shit.
I mean,
Like,
I was
"All right,
honestly
let's
gonna
go."
walk the plates out into the foyer and put them down on a table somewhere and be like, "All right, have a great day," and then like make the cube turn back into a 4x4 before the rest of the cave wakes up and wants some baller ass breakfast before we leave. Try to hustle out of there.
You lure them out in the cabin. As soon as it realizes you want to leave, cinches up into a nice little cube.
All right, grab the cube, bring it with me. All right, we can leave. I got everything that's important here.
Lee's wife hears you say that and begins crying.
I accept it. I don't say anything, but I just accept that. Seems legit.
Grizz begins to leave anyway.
Yep. Grizz is like, yeah, well, do what you gotta do. Do we get back in the boat and follow after Sweeney? Anybody else want something? Have something they want to do in the cave?
No.
Not exactly.
All right, the four of you row your boat for about 2 hours until you reach a nice area landing where you could push on shore and get off the boat and begin to search for the body of one Rolf Sweeney. And then your baby complains about it.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't have a
Here you
phone,
go,
baby. No!
You make your way up
Are
into
you
the
okay?
woods from the beach.
How do I
You reach a small hill clearing, and the four of you begin to look about. And Ibu and anybody else who wants to try to look for traces of Sweeney's body can roll some nature checks for me right now.
Before we do that, I nudge Ibu and say, "Be great if somebody could fly up and look around to see if they have any trace of something landing in the area." Nudge, 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 nudge.
He was like, yeah, it would be. And he does a nature check.
Beautiful.
Smells the air and tastes the dirt.
It's not the
Looks
first.
back and forth.
Not the first time I forgot about me being able to fly. So
But it's the first time you specifically ignored somebody reminding you about it.
right.
Oh, we got
Well,
it.
you can't. You can't be that subtle with Ibu Tibu, man. Like you cannot
That was
infer.
subtle to you?
You
I don't
cannot
know how to be
infer
direct.
any. Yeah, you cannot do that. You can't imply something.
Be like,
He does not infer.
fucking Ibu, put on the boots and fly up in the air.
And then he's
"Okay,
like,
next time
"Oh,
I'll know."
okay."
Good God.
So I stopped eating dirt and I put on my boots and fly up in the air.
Oh, I literally didn't say that. That was just my thought for next time.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay,
you're
gotcha.
still
Okay,
chewing
never
on
mind.
dirt.
Yep,
and not
I'm still eating dirt. Still eating dirt.
next time I know.
is looking around and thinking thinking that you guys are close. And then Alara notices some branches broken in a few trees kind of off to the distance and points them out to Ibu, and the two of them kind of begin to lead the group over in that direction. After another hour or so of searching through the area, you come across the remains of Sweeney's body. Apparently, falling at this height doesn't leave a lot left when you hit the ground.
It's like a water balloon? A meat balloon?
There's some of his stuff has survived the impact. There's a lot of blood splatter in a few areas.
Like the girlfriend from The Boys talking about. Gets
There's,
through.
yeah, exactly.
What a great reference.
Some meaty
Nailed
parts
it.
attached to the bones still, but mostly just a giant blood splatter that you're just like, that could be anything. I mean, honestly.
Right?
Just a pair of hands and that's it.
If it wasn't for the one half of an accordion handle, you would have just moved on.
Well, fuck, I didn't expect him to die. Grizz, like, literally says that and kind of looks kind of shocked and confused, like,
Laura creates an illusion of Sweeney being shot out of a cannon and then him exploding. And looks at Grizz like he's stupid. You don't think he would die?
I mean, I
Everyone
really
is
shot out
too
of a cannon.
busy not understanding what a cannon is.
I
Well,
mean, we
like,
used to cannons,
I mean, not
on
an
the
actual
ship, I
cannon.
assume. right?
Yeah.
The ship didn't have cannons? The warship that we came over?
Did I say anything about cannons?
I love the close up. Did I say anything about cannon? Oh man.
I mean, what these warships bring? Like fucking,
Dude.
bows and arrows and people.
Yep.
It's quite a warship. Fucking. You guys want to fight dragons? Y'all retarded.
Well, you know, they want to fight with dragons against other dragons. Yes.
That makes sense.
All right. Well, Grizz is I don't know, looking over the gore that's going on and thinking about next moves. pretty confused about what's supposed to happen now.
God quickly reminds you that Astrin is still your friend, kind of, and then also Ibu has a new desire of a thing he wants to do.
God reminds me.
And then of course there's Tane. You could always just go back to Tane or Baron.
We
You could also roll some investigation, everyone, for looking around Sweeney's corpse here and seeing if you can find anything of use.
really remind God that he's still in a quagmire.
Ibu would definitely do that. I'll roll some investigation.
Why is my
Jesus, Gareth with the deep looks.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear Garrett's gonna roll all like nat ones when we get into combat because he's rolled like all 20 plus so far.
Right.
Rolling like hot. Like, what's your stealth check? 36. Yeah, that seems like it'll cover.
Yeah, got him.
Is that good enough, guys? Am I hidden?
You feel like they can't see you.
The highest bonus in the game is plus 10, which
guys-
means the only way to see me is nat 20s.
Follow my voice, guys.
He just disappears from existence.
You straight up are Bilbo without the ring. Like, it's amazing. Just your natural ability.
Just be invisible.
And without hairy feet, I guess. But,
Yeah.
other than that,
You don't know
straight
that.
up
You've been
Bilbo.
wearing shoes this whole time.
That's
I mean, hobbits don't wear shoes because their feet are so fucking hairy. Uncomfortable.
Maybe he just deals with the uncomfort for the look.
That's right. Wouldn't want to scare any pretty ladies with nice smiles.
That's true. With your
Right.
hairy ass feet.
Anyway, Garrett, you do find a set of keys that have not been destroyed. There are 3 keys on a ring. One of them gold, one of them copper, and one of them silver.
Garrett picks those up and he kind of jingles them a bit in front of him, and then he puts them in his pocket and goes, "Wonder what those could be too." He also wants to pick up the handle of the accordion and just investigate that a little bit.
Upon a further look at this accordion, you can tell that whatever broke it was not the impact. It looks to have been burned. Maybe. Nah, I don't think you would know that. Sorry. So yeah, it looks like it's been burned. It looks like it's probably part of what launched him because of the way it's bent. It looks like it hit against him and kind of bent against his body and then launched him into the air. Yeah, so somebody made his accordion explode.
Garrett was mostly curious, and he thinks to himself, interesting, just to himself, because the flute had some sort of magical power that, or I guess the pocket watch did, to make it look like a flute. So he was just interested to see what would happen, and he's pretty satisfied with that. So
Okay. Let's see, and then who else roll? Laura, looking around, you find a small journal, leather bound, wrapped in twine.
Okay. I guess she opens it and starts reading.
You open it to the first page, and there are no words, just a stick figure drawing of a man holding a flag.
She chuckles a bit and closes the journal.
All right.
Puts it in her bag because she's gonna investigate it later.
You're gonna hold on to that.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, Grizz and Ibu find nothing as they look around the bloody mess.
I mean,
Find some like
Grizz-
tattered
Chris
clothes.
was just
and-
kind of horrified and not really searching. He was just like, "What in the fuck happened here? This is gross, man."
Ugh. This looks bad. This looks bad.
I don't like this. Nasty. Chris gonna say, "Well, shit. I mean, kind of feel bad for that camp. We killed Leaf, and now Sweeney's dead. I don't even know what capable people they have to defend them from Tane and the rest of that army when they catch up to him. Not trying to be the good Samaritan, just pointing out a predicament. Grizz says that to the rest of the group and is met with silence and just kind of do, like twiddles his fingers around, like.
Garrett just kind of speaks in a very quiet tone, and it's kind of like, I don't even know what's real anymore and what isn't. Who are the good guys? Who are we? And what are we trying to do here? Garrett's all sorts of confused at this point, having taken such an emotional blow from Leaf's death, and just the fact that Sweeney just got owned like that. Garrett's just kind of taken aback a little bit and is really confused on where to go next from here.
Looks like Goku just like uppercutted him across the fucking planet.
Right?
Iwati was like, we must return home.
What do we have to go home for? Oh, the tree, right?
The blessing.
Something about a tree.
Something
Always
about
about
a
a
tree.
tree with people.
I mean, I got a good
Yes,
memory,
he is
so
on.
that's all I remember.
Nice. Something about a tree.
Legit, all Grizz remembers about this event. It's just like, oh yeah, fucking tree.
What is it called again? It's like the mother tree?
World tree.
Life tree, world tree, yeah.
I went real basic with it. The
Right.
world tree.
The world tree. This also happened to be Teldrassil.
Is this
Shut your mouth. Its name is Abby. Okay, it's Abby.
We need to go to Abbey.
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Northshire Abbey?
Northshire Abbey, the world tree. The human and night elf starting zone.
I hate it.
I mean, I think more of like, where was that raid that you had to go to the tree in World of Warcraft?
Mount Hyjal? No.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's Hyjal that I was thinking of.
Is this
But
the...
Grizz,
Maybe I should not. Go ahead.
Grizz says, do we even know how we're getting back? Are we going to steal one of these fucking boats? Because I don't know if we're enough of a crew to sail all the way back to, I know you're a good navigator and all, but I don't know shit about sailing. Like, I just sat there and put shit in people's food the whole time we sailed here. So what's the plan?
Don't we know somebody with a portal? Was that Baron?
No, I mean, that was Leaf, but we don't know what happened to that. Like, the watch is what the pocket watch, magical pocket watch or something, the item we got for them from the beach is what they used to portal, but
It was the pocket watch?
Garrett holds up the pocket watch and goes, "You mean this?"
you motherfucker. You had that shit.
Garrett kind of instead of having like a smirk on his face, he instead looks really sad and goes, "I actually didn't know I had it. The flute I picked up after we killed Leaf actually turned into this."
Chris kind of glares over in Alara's direction, just kind of annoyed by fucking illusion magic in general, and just kind of like looks over at her ass out of the corner of his eye and just being like, I fucking hate this shit, man. Can anything be what it's supposed to be? And that's what
Laura
Chris
just
says.
gets really confused. Like, what? It like shrugs a little bit.
An illusion. What are you hiding?
What are you hiding, Michael?
And
Lara just she looks around and everybody's like, "This is a bunch of bullshit," and then like sits down and starts reading her book.
At
She
this
says
moment, you hear a loud breeze rustle leaves, and then suddenly the staff on Grizz's back alerts you all to the presence of danger.
I pull out the staff and say, "We got company."
At that moment, you all roll initiative.
Wow. Wait.
Motherfuck, noise.
My finger. That's fine. It's fine.
Hey, before combat starts, can I say, can we get the fuck out of here after this and just
After this.
Assuming there is an after this.
yes, assuming that.
All right, so Grizz is holding his staff up. Can we get the fuck out of here after this? And its red light is illuminating his face as it warns you all of incoming danger. And then slam 2 times. Something invisible hits Grizz in the chest, and he hunches over in pain as he takes 18 force damage.
Ow, fuck, I hate this place.
Grizz, it's your turn.
Oh my gosh, the fuck am I even supposed to do? And I actually say, God, I fucking hate this place. Y'all are ballers, all right? And then I cast Bless on the party as rank 2, and I try to back my back up to Ibu's back to hopefully not be caught off guard as easily by these whatever invisible thing hit me. So everybody's blessed. And
All
that's the end
right.
of my turn.
Dope blessing. Alara.
Alara, remembering similar situation, opens her book and turns to a page that she has learned or prepared and says, "Let what is hidden be visible," and casts see invisibility on herself.
Your eyes illuminate a bright blue light flashing over until it goes to a dull, glowing white. And you look about in the darkness, and Alara sees directly in front of Grizz a strange black wafting of wind. Its face kind of forms a skull in blue and black shades, writhing about. Behind it, you see 2 more in the distance, 20 and 30 feet away.
All right. She moved. I think that's just an action. Yeah. So she moves away from the direction of the 3 to get behind the rest of the group, and then points in their direction.
Points at one of them.
Yes.
Thanks. At least you did something.
Anything with that point? A shout? They're over there.
There are 3 of them.
There are 3 of them. Awesome. As you go to point, which one do you point at? The one that's
One that's
next to
closest. Yeah.
All right, so you point at the one that's right next to Grizz. As you point at it, Alara, another one of the 2 in the back rushes towards you. It gets right up next to you.
Oh, it knows.
It knows.
It knows.
It knows about me.
And it hits you 2 times with its
Wait.
wind-like fists, doing, holy shit, I just rolled so much damage and I'm sorry.
Wait. I'm gonna use shield, which makes my AC like 18.
18? All right, you take 1 less hit because of that.
Okay.
Instead of taking 15 damage.
Oh wait, no, 17. Sorry.
Oh, 17? You
Yeah.
take both hits.
All right.
Take double that.
All right.
You
That's
take
fine.
29 force damage.
Okay.
It slams into you. Alara coughs blood onto the ground, onto Sweeney's blood.
Are we fighting over his
It's in his
fucking remains?
his
Gross.
mess.
This is so gross, man. Hate this shit.
And then it's Ibu's turn.
I mean, Ebu can't really see shit.
He did just see both of his friends get hit.
Yeah, I'm going to rush over there and try to spear whatever I think or can feel, maybe. Around there.
Are you going to Alara or are you going to Grizz, who is like back to back with you right now?
Grizz, definitely. He's right there, back to back with me.
Right. So you like turn around and stab into the area on the other side of Grizz where you think his quarry might be.
Right.
Roll the attack at disadvantage. You pierce into something. Damage, please.
18.
All right, and your second attack? Misses.
What about the? Never mind.
Oh yeah, bless. Roll your bless.
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 Don't forget about your
Let me get my dice
blessings.
roller.
Sorry for being meta.
Ah!
You still missed, bro.
However, I can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature with 5 feet.
For a shield slam it.
Shoving.
So you do an athletic.
Shoving stuff.
And I do either an athletics
Rosie.
or an acrobatics.
16.
All right, you jut forward with your shield, slamming it into something.
Enjoy, baby. Here, I'll take it.
Does it
Rosie.
fall down or get
I
scooted
think
back?
that's it. Let me double check real quick.
You get the
I love
two
you.
with the
Yeah.
shove. You
Yeah,
choose whether
for
it
you.
goes prone or it goes back 5 feet.
If you take the attack action on each turn, you can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. Oh, it says within 5 feet of me.
Yeah, so when you shove, it either pushes them back 5 feet or knocks them prone.
Oh, gotcha.
Your choice.
We're gonna knock it prone. Yeah, we're gonna
Boom.
knock it prone.
Garrett swings his shield, or Garrett, I'm sorry. Ibu swings his shield forward, slamming it into an invisible something. And then there's a thud on the ground, and some of the blood and grass move as something is laying on it. And then it's Garrett's turn.
Garrett takes out his swords and rushes towards that thing.
Downed jackass thing.
Yeah. And swings both of them.
Awesome. So it's going to be at regular because you can't see it, but it is prone. So 15 for the first attack. That's a hit.
My sneak counts because I'm next to somebody adjacent.
Correct. Yeah, you have an ally next to it, so it counts.
That's actually my offhand that I just rolled, so that's weird.
Oh yeah, so it doesn't have the bonus to the die, the damage die.
I mean, that's the actual damage for the offhand weapon. I actually clicked that one instead of the actual sword itself.
Yeah, no, I'm just meaning to correct it. All I got to do
Sneak.
is add your dex bonus to the 6, and it's the same.
Oh,
so
okay, cool. Yeah.
So we're just going to add 4 more damage onto that. So 29 is what's showing there. So 33 damage to that son of a bitch.
Yeah. Damn, yeah.
And then the second attack is a hit. And there is no sneak on this because you only get it once a turn.
Yeah, 10
10 damage.
Why is this not automatically updated?
As his second sword sinks down into the earth, as he retracts them both, all of you think you can see a bit of a flutter of the creature for a brief moment before it returns to being completely invisible. That's the best way I could come up with to describe it bloodied.
Fair enough.
Got it.
And then suddenly, from behind you, Garrett, some wind swings forward, but misses you both times. Your hair wafts in the wind, your cloak whiffs like a badass behind you. And then it's the thing on the ground's turn. You see its weird handprints push against the earth as it gets up off of its back and vanish into nothing before it attacks Grizz again. Grizz, a 17 hits, but an 11 doesn't, right?
Correct.
All right. You get hit one time, Grizz, for 9 force damage.
Okay. 9.
And then it's your turn.
And that was the one on the ground?
Yeah, that was the one that was right in front of you that had hit you before. That Garrett just stabbed the Jesus out of.
All right, so I'm going to try to cast actually, Andy, I just need to know how this works. Eldritch Blast, can I try to do that twice on the same target, the 2 beams?
Yeah, so you just attack for each beam. If you want to do it the same target, that's fine.
Okay,
Separate
I'm going to
targets,
try.
that's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it straight out in front of me then, where the attack came from, where I think it came
All
from.
right. So, disadvantaged beam
Oh,
did not get made into an attack.
No, I tried dragging it over. It wants me to manually create it. I don't know why it didn't put it on my thing. So I guess I'm just gonna end up doing the stupid Toll the Dead one then, instead of waiting to create this bullshit. I mean, it's in there, and I dragged it over from the I menu, and then I tried dragging it on the other side, and it just doesn't create it. As you look at my shit.
As I fix yo shit.
You'll fix it, man. I'm done.
What's the damage on it? 1d10?
Yeah, 1d10 force damage, and it shoots 2 separate beams when it. I mean, I could still just roll, 2d20s plus, what is it? Plus 8 now?
There you go. Fixed.
Is it in my core now? Okay.
Now when you click it on your spell list, it'll cast it.
Okay. Cool. So disadvantage 16 to hit on the first one.
Oh, you're just gonna use my roll, huh?
Oh no, I can roll.
just gonna use my roll.
Well, there you go. That one doesn't hit. And then
you're
that
gonna
one.
Almost critical success, but unfortunately it's at disadvantage. So your first one hits
Misses.
Ebu, and the second one hits it. So roll if you can for each of them.
10 to
Now-
Ebu.
In an attempt
That's
to shoot at this invisible thing, he accidentally swings
that's
his arm
great.
too wide and slams you into the shoulder. And then the 7 damage on that.
7, yeah.
Like this tree thing turns around and is like, yeah.
And then bonus, I'm gonna try to do spiritual weapon on the thing also. Disadvantage, so that's probably not gonna hit.
It does not hit.
No.
But what does the spiritual weapon look like? This is the first time I've
Uh,
seen spiritual weapon from you.
No, I think I did it a while ago before. It's a shadowy dagger, but with radiant light coming off of it from my time with the Rogue Guild. So it's a floating assassin looking dagger, but covered in radiant light that is doing a swinging attack to try to attack this thing.
All right. And miss
And missed. Yep. And then it just stays in the space, and that's
floats there.
the end of my turn, and I won't
All right.
I won't take any movement.
Alara.
Okay, so Ebu and Garrett are on one of them, right?
So there are 3 of them basically all around one. And then there's one that hit you, and then there's one that has hit Grizz and one that has hit Garrett.
Actually, it didn't hit me.
It tried to hit him.
Yeah.
It wafted his cake and made him look cool.
It just made me look really badass for a second.
You're
I
the
kind of
best
wish I was
around.
school of evocation right now. Hey, quit it. Okay. Cast magic missile on the one that's closest to Garrett.
Oh yeah, you can see them.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. So you're shooting all 3 of the missiles at the one that attacked Garrett from behind, or the one Garrett is facing?
Garrett from behind.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast it at a different level. So I'll cast it at level 4.
Okay.
So that's
6 missiles altogether.
yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. 18 damage. Your missiles slam into it. Bam, 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 bam. One after the other. And then it looks over at you and snarls with its weird, windy skull face. And then the one next to you attacks you again. 2 times. The first one is a 17 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one is a 20 to hit.
Yep.
You take 13 damage from the 2 hits. Slam, slam. And now it's Ibu's turn.
As far as I know, that one is still in front of us, right?
I mean, you don't know it, but you just saw one. I guess you just saw one missile hit it, or hit nothing and stop dead in front of you.
I just mean like as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I would
Yeah,
know.
as far as you're concerned, you don't have any reason to believe it's left
Right. Okay.
or
Well,
died.
Ibu's gonna gain 4 temporary HP and try to jab it.
Wait, when did you become a tree?
I became a tree when we like when was that? That might have been too long ago. Maybe.
Never?
You're right. I turned into a tree when something like scared us or whatever. Remember? No, when I did pass by the trace. That was a long ass time ago. Okay. I'm a
You rode a
tree.
boat for like 3 hours back.
I'm a tree.
He's just been rowing as a
You
tree.
turn
this whole
into a
time.
tree now.
Yeah. Boom. And I'm gonna jab him.
Stabs.
Tree jab.
That's 1 hit. And 1 stabbing Garrett.
Damn it. Okay, well that damage is for the hit on the guy, and then this is for Carrot. Hey, a little bit better. Well, actually, you don't
Garrett,
take the
you don't
5.
take the extra 5 on
Yeah.
the side. You just take the 9. Piercing damage from getting
Out here
stabbed.
killing
by
each
Ibu.
other.
As you all attempt to stab, hey, bam! I'm kidding, Tom.
Fucking rogues, man.
Only take 4 damage.
Uncanny dodge on an attack from an ally.
Is that like unlimited uses for that? Is that just a
This
bonus
is
action
reaction,
each
so
round?
you can use it once
Yeah.
a round.
It's amazing. I just want shield to be a reaction that doesn't use spell slots. I'll just be using it all day. I'll be
Yeah.
like, a shield, and then a shield.
A shield.
And guess what? I fucking shield that shit.
I guess you could just essentially use magic armor.
Garrett,
I mean, it's,
you're muted.
yeah, you were. Mm-mm. He's
Yes, I
still
was.
talking.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I had something in my eye and was trying to get it out.
And it
So
was very
obviously
loud.
I would mute myself.
Yeah, loud eye removal stuff. I know I'm trying to get something out of my eye. I'm just yelling at the top
how
of my
loud
lungs
it
the
is.
entire time.
Why are you like this?
Holy fuck!
I missed what happened with Alara, so
She saw some darts and got hit real hard. That's about it.
She shot the beast behind you with some magical darts and then got slammed on by an invisible creature that did much less damage than the first time, but still damage.
Garrett is gonna put on his true sight glasses.
Bonus action. Puts on some actually, it's a free action to put those on. You're good. So you slide your glasses on and you see in front of you a whirling, skull-faced, invisible fuck. You look over your shoulder and see another one behind you, and then another, floating near Alara.
Garrett says, well, 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 if it ain't the invisible cunts.
Favorite
Fucking
meme.
diabolical.
So the one that attacked him from behind, he's gonna turn around and he'd stab both of them, or with both of his swords at that.
Attack, attack! The first hits.
Why is my...
Oh, damn!
That's a lot of sneak damage.
God, fucking mighty.
That one's dead. Got shanked in half.
41 damage with the first stab.
Finally, the rogue man coming through with the
Boy.
DPS.
Blew him
Right.
up with a dagger.
I can go back to support. Don't forget the
And
blessings.
then the
Oh, shit, my bad.
offhand attack
Rose.
also hits.
What is it?
Had more fucking damage. Jesus Christ.
You gonna pop
Oh
that balloon?
no! He's gonna have to take a bath and wash all the germs off.
And then should have done this for the other guy, but I'm doing it for him because I remember constant
No, you don't have to go to the
constitution
doctor.
save.
Oh
They-
yeah.
You want more food? You want me to make you more food?
He fails. The
Hey, Rosie,
air
You want some
that
more
was
food?
stabbed by
what do you want? Here, I was just gonna take your
Garrett
food.
slowly gains a green.
You can sit down, baby.
To it, and you
Right.
can, all of you can now kind of
I'm just gonna
faintly
make you
see
some more
this,
food, okay?
like, green waft of air, kind of forming a creature hovering there. It also looks like it's really hurt. It's like a faintly green hurt piece of shit.
Really?
Dun, 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 dun.
And then that creature attacks back.
At Garrett?
At Garrett.
I don't think that's possible with mobile. When I make a melee attack against a
Now, his
creature.
turn is just right after yours.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
I was like, man, mobile OP. What the hell is going on with rogues today?
You just
Alright.
can't ever attack me, and if you do, I dodge.
But due to his weak ass poison state, he rolls an 11 and an 11 to hit.
Nope and nope.
Damage, or that's his roll to hit.
22 to hit. Is that what it? Is that what you mean, Andy?
No. You attacked twice and got 2
Two attacks. 11's 11. Okay.
Yeah, 2 attacks at 11, 11.
Damage?
No.
No, just to hit.
to hit. Like he just missed you.
I got. Yeah, he missed. Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, what? I'm taking that damage, or I'm. Yeah, my armor class is 15, so. F that dude.
Guys, I'm gonna be right back.
Word.
About to be so meta up in here.
Wow, who just did the AOL door close sign off sound? That was amazing. I haven't heard that in like 20
It
years.
just hit me in the nostalgia bone.
Right?
man, I don't
The fuck are
know
these
what
things?
that
Who
was.
sent 'em? Fucking Kane.
Shit. I may have to reconnect on my computer.
There he is. Sort of.
My phone is.
Yeah, your phone is whatever you just said. It
Exactly.
definitely is.
Exactly what your phone is.
Hey, Jake.
Hmm.
Nice candle, bro.
I got it like $20.
Yo, the triple wick? Oh,
No, I just put one out.
damn, dude. Sorry.
It's
The
intense.
struggle is real. Oh, you're right.
Jinxed. It cannot burn unevenly. Shit looks like a 4-wick candle. What the fuck is that?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Had to reconnect on the laptop. My phone was dead.
However, I also heard myself that first time I spoke. I think we're good now, though. Never mind.
Might have just been my computer trying to calibrate.
Yeah.
I mean, I plug in a wired headset. It bounce all the time. Fuzzy stuff. Dup, 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 dup.
Boom. All right, my B.
Welcome back and shit.
Stephanie just sent me a very alerting text message, so I had to call and make sure that she was okay. I will unfortunately have to be leaving early tonight because she has been having a rough week at work and will need to like vent to me when she gets home. So
Right on.
sorry.
It's all good.
Anyway, where were we?
In the middle of combat, I just dodged
Brett was-
everything like a rogue.
Brett was never
Yeah, you
taking.
did.
That's what was happening.
Rogues never take damage. All right, so now Grizz gets attacked again after Garrett doesn't get hit. And we get 2 18s to hit.
Well, those are both successful as fuck.
All right. Then I guess you're going to take 22 damage
Well, isn't that just phenomenal?
as 2 invisible fists slam into you. Slam, slam. Your turn, Grizz.
Grizz gets scared as fuck and is tired of this shit. And
Uh-oh.
oh, hold on.
Oh, he's tired.
He's tired of this shit.
Just gonna fireball the whole area. Everybody's dead.
I will do it.
Are we done?
Only person that's gonna survive.
Garrett takes 0 damage.
It just lives. Everybody else dies.
Yep.
What the fuck
how it
just
works.
happened?
Garrett backflips 30 feet straight up in the air and then lands back where he was with taking 0 damage from the explosion.
30 feet in the air.
It's a 20-foot
Straight up.
radius sphere. You got to jump high, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine this little leprechaun leaping into the universe. Stratosphere.
Big back.
Backflipping in slow mo is what I picture. You know what I mean? Just-
Everyone has instant flashbacks to watching Sweeney's corpse launch off. Into the
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, can I see the one that's glowing with poison at all?
That is the one that Garrett turned around to stab. So yes, you can see that one.
All right, I'm gonna spiritual weapon that motherfucker.
All right, your dagger floats over Garrett's head.
Is it still
I'm
just
zooming to the other side for advantage.
what's that?
'Cause I'm assuming that it flew around to the other side of Garrett to get advantage.
Huh.
Because, it's a magical weapon and it's smart like that.
Oh, well, yes, of course it is.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Smart
Yeah,
weapon.
of course.
Roll damage on that smart weapon. Critical hitting.
For 17 force damage.
Your floating, evil looking, but also a radiant dagger stabs into the green, glowy piece of shit, and it snarls a weird wind like. Kind of sounds like a TV losing connection from the 90s.
And then Grizz disappears out of existence.
Shoo.
And not that anybody else will know this, but he doesn't know where they are, but he's gonna move like 15 feet out of the radius of the little huddle of us fighting against these things.
All right.
And that's it.
Alara.
Um, okay, let's see. So she's gonna cast. Oh, crap, what did I say for that? Realizing that she's in a bit of trouble.
Trouble. Boiling bubble.
Cast. Oh, she's gonna cast Blink on herself.
Blink.
And that's pretty much all she does for that turn. That's an
And at
action.
the end of her turn, she rolls a d20.
Yeah. Where's the?
You're in the ethereal plane. Shoo.
That's it. Small turn.
Okay. The poisoned creature attempts to hit Garrett. He actually does for 7 damage. And then he attacks again. And he hits. This time for 11 damage.
Is that on the disadvantage rolls, or is he not still poisoned? Just curious.
He is still poisoned, and that is hits after being disadvantaged.
Okay, I'm gonna uncanny dodge that second one.
All right. So you take 7 from the first and 5 from the second.
Got it.
And then it's Ibu's turn.
Who's gonna stab some air?
Stabbing some air right in front of him. Stab! He misses with his first stab, but is blessed, so he rolls blessed.
Oh, that's right. Dice roll,
Where'd you go?
16.
All right, you hit with
And then-
both of those attacks.
Here you go.
So bam and bam,
Yeah.
So 14 and 9, 23 damage.
and then I'm gonna athletics it again. Knock it to
You
the
hear
ground. Boom.
As the creature that you go to slam with your shield is no longer there when you try to swipe it with your shield.
Oh, nice. So,
Garrett, your turn, bud.
There's still that one next to me, right?
Yeah, the one you poisoned is right in front of you.
Yeah.
That just hit you.
Go ahead and stab that dude.
All right, that hits and kills. The vapor dissipates and it does a weird hissing sound as it turns back into just regular old air. And you look to your right and you see one more floating over by where Alara once stood. You rush over to it and stab it with your sword, doing 9 damage. And it passes its saving throw. And then it turns around and it tries to hit you again. It misses. And does 18 hit?
18 would hit me, yes.
Yeah. Second attack swings for, 12.
I believe. Can I uncanny dodge at this time?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You just won't be able to do it anymore.
Yeah, that'll be it for this round until your turn hits again, but
Yeah.
probably worth it.
Definitely worth it. Probably.
All right. Grizz. You heard the dissipate of 2 of these beasts, and Garrett has just sunk his sword into one and gotten swiped back in response.
Question for you, and I don't know if I have to learn it the hard way. You said it's my turn, right? You're giving me the shot? Okay. Can I use spiritual weapon from invisibility without reappearing? Since it's a bonus action that can attack on its own and move? Well, I guess not on its own. Right? Hold on, baby.
As far as I know, it doesn't count as casting a spell to use your bonus action to move it and stab it, so shouldn't
be able to? Okay.
And you're not the one attacking.
Right.
The weapon is, so.
Okay. Do I have any sense of where any of them are? Sorry, I've been with Rosabella.
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine. So you witnessed Garrett stab. You heard a weird hissing noise, and the poisonous one vaporized, and then he rushed over like 10 feet to his right and stabbed again and then got hit. So you
Okay.
there's
Over
one
that
up
area.
there about Garrett.
All right. So let's bring the weapon over and try to use Garrett as a surround for advantage again, and then try to attack him from the back. So I guess moving to the other side of where Garrett stabbed from.
Flying past Garrett and then turning around.
Good thing I did.
With a 19 to hit, that dagger finds purchase and does 9 force damage.
And actually, after seeing it make purchase and realizing the other 2 are dead and that Alara said there's 3 of them, Grizz goes back behind where the dagger was, even further behind where it attacked from, and then casts Guiding Bolt.
Guiding Bolt hits. You're fucking plus 10 out here making a difference. Doing 16 radiant damage and illuminating the once invisible creature.
Yeah, so, and then I come out of stealth kind of over on that other side, or out of invisibility. And that's the end of my turn.
Laura, do you snap back in at the beginning of your turn? Is that what happens?
Yeah, 10 feet away from where I was. And I will cast Magic Missile at rank 3. So 1, 2, 5 missiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
18 force damage slams into this thing as 5 small darts of light launch through the air and slam into the invisible creature.
And then I'll have to go back for blink, and I blink out.
And then you vanish into the ethereal plane. Emu.
So the one in front of me is dead.
Yes.
I'm just-
Behind you and to your right, Garrett, a magical weapon, are surrounding the invisible creature that is now still illuminated because no attack roll was made against it.
how far away is it from me?
Like 10 feet.
So I can reach it.
You can. Tree form with the reach.
Yeet. Jab jab. Ooh.
Critical hit! And a regular hit.
So there's the crit or whatever. That's not really how it works, right?
It is.
Yeah, okay. 9, 15, 25.
24 damage altogether.
25. Oh, you're right. Yep, 24. And then I'm gonna try and knock it prone.
Trying to knock him prone with the shield. You knock him prone.
Get on the ground. Wind.
Win that bitch.
About to be
Garrett?
wind dex. Oh.
About to
Garrett,
take the wind out of your sails, bro. Garrett, sorry.
Hmm?
Your turn, sir.
Garrett's gonna smack this fool.
Stab its grounded ass.
Uh,
The stab hits.
okay. Yeah.
Good Jesus. You stab it for 33 damage. It's not quite dead, but it's real close. Oh, it rolls a saving throw. It is not poisoned. And then your second to stab hits.
No sneak, but the
And
other.
then sneak. Killing it.
Woo!
At that moment, Garrett, let me type you some shit real quick.
Get typed on. That was a great view of Jake's forehead.
It's massive. It's a massive forehead.
Interesting.
I ordered pizza and
Nice.
it takes forever.
You'll never get to eat.
Nope.
Andy, am I supposed to respond to you? Or
I know. Sorry, I'm still typing shit.
oh, okay.
All right, sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh no, I gave that. I thought it wouldn't flag. I can't see in here. I'm sorry. I love you.
All right, so the creatures dispatched of, you find yourselves in the forest at early day, leading toward noon. You see that storm clouds are kind of rolling in from the ocean to the east, and then it looks like it's going to rain later in the day. What would the four of you like to do here in the woods?
Evil T-Boo's like, we must go home. This is not happening with me home.
Sorry, Grizz is AFK for a sec.
Oh no, Grizz!
Left the dialogue without me.
Ooh. Okay, so Alara, what is Alara thinking? What does Alara want to do currently?
Well, I mean, she's still kind of in pursuit of knowledge, but she doesn't really care how she gets it. But she knows that there's one.
Life Tree has all the answers.
She is very curious about the tree, world tree, Abby.
Abby, the world tree.
Abby, the world tree. But she's also curious about the Giants library, so she's kind of torn. She knows that the Giants library will, like, for sure have knowledge, but she's kind of grown slightly attached to this group. So.
All right. Also, I'm curious, does the allure of another continent do anything for her natural knowledge seeking and curiosity?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably why she's interested in the world tree, because she's never seen it before. She's only probably read about it.
Well, you haven't even read about it before.
I haven't even read about it. No, wait, no, I did read about it. That's how I know about it.
What?
That's whenever we had that conversation earlier, she remembered things about it.
Oh, she did? Well, then my bad. Yes, you have read about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I took notes. So that's why I said.
That's why you take notes.
Yeah, that's why I took notes.
So I don't take knowledge away from you. Well, does anyone have any ideas towards getting to this tree? If that's what people want to do.
Evu's going towards Alara's pocket. Alara, you're the one who has it, right?
No, Garrett.
Garrett has
No,
it.
Garrett has the Pocket Wish. Whoa.
Garrett's gonna look around for anything on the ground. Can you investigate around him in this little site that he is at?
Here at Sweeney's dead body?
Yes.
Slash where you fought these invisible creatures?
Yes,
I'm gonna
exactly.
put it on the map.
What are you looking for?
Anything to grab, loot, basically.
All right. Searching around the forest floor, you don't find much in the way of useful goods. You do find a wide variety of bugs and creatures and critters crawling around in the undergrowth of the forest. You find the stench of death, and you find tattered clothes and the other half of Sweeney's accordion's handle.
All right. Garrett's pretty convinced that everybody should leave and get out of here to safety after that. He conveys that to the group.
Grizz agrees. I remember him saying that before the fight started, that he wanted to get the hell out of here.
Or before raising the staff, indeed, he did. He did say that. I'm assuming that fight did not change his mind.
Yeah, probably.
Nope.
So where do you head?
Back to the boat, I guess. We're gonna sail our asses away from here.
Ride a rowboat the fuck all the way home?
Garrett busts out the pocket watch and he kind of looks at it and tries to see if there's any kind of button on it or something because he doesn't know how this whole thing works.
So it is a very classic silver pocket watch. It's got a crank on top and it presses in to lock into time. There is a hook on that little turning knob that the chain is attached to. When you open it, when you press it, it pops the face open. And inside, there's a glass bubbled face of a classic black handled watch. You unfortunately can't seem to figure out how to make it do anything besides be a watch.
Garrett said,
Did
Leaf
he
used
not?
to use this, but I can't figure out stuff.
Did they not tell you how to use it? Alara inquires.
Obviously not.
Garrett stands there with the pocket watch out in his palm, wondering if anyone else might be able to figure it out.
So Alara wants to give it a shot. Tinker with it. Is that
She
gonna
saunters over. May I?
be like a little pompous voice? Like Garrett's an idiot, but she's probably gonna make an idiot of herself.
She snags the watch and begins to investigate it. Roll
Investigation.
an Arcana.
Garrett steals it
and-
back or
Arcana.
attempts to.
Oh.
Says, hey, I
You
found that.
begin to recognize that spell as the watch is snagged back out of your hand quickly by Garrett.
She kind of does this motion like, okay, I guess we're gonna stay in here.
Garrett says, you're growing on me, but I just don't trust you. I don't want you zipping away without the rest of us.
Hey, Rosie.
Just tell me how to do it.
Hey,
I
Rosie.
didn't even get that far, you idiot. She just shakes her head. I'm like,
You just gotta hold on, okay? Gotta self-entertain.
She points at it and says, I need a better look than that.
2 seconds.
Garrett looks extremely unassuring at Alara and sort of slowly hands it back to her. Okay, he says.
She looks at me. You can hold it if you want to.
He
Alara,
continues to
just
hold
kidding.
it.
the
where
whole
she left
time.
off, begins to look over the watch and recognizes the spell used to, withhold this teleportation spell in this watch. She thinks that with probably an hour's time, she could figure out how to turn it on.
And says, "Are we out of here yet?" Yeah. I hear the holy crap hellhounds bark over
I
there.
know, right?
Hear the bark of
joke.
the dog that's
Ghostbusters
attempting to
2
murder
bark over there.
someone.
Just imagine a spark collar and a super muscular dog just like.
I'm imagining it on the end of a rusty chain, scaring children.
You walk specifically for that reason. You go to kids' parks and stuff just to scare the shit out of little kids.
Can I pet your dog? Yeah, sure.
Anyway, Grizz peers over Alara's shoulder while she's tinkering with this thing and says, "Hey, you think you can get us the fuck out of here, or not? How's it going over there,
And she's all, I need more time.
motherfucker? I swear to God, we're gonna get attacked by something else while you're figuring out this pocket watch. I'll leave you alone."
He continues to pour over it, clicking and whirring and poking and prodding and twisting and
Bopping it.
bobbing it, twisting it, bopping it, passing it.
Ibu Tibu's gonna watch as this happens and get out his magnifying glass.
As like most things, when you look at it from the magnifying glass from a distance, it's upside down and really weird looking.
Well, I'm trying to get in on it and like look at it, you know.
Wow, she's not gonna go. Well, you get real close, and it's awkward, but you can see the inner workings of the watch in your magnifying glass. Small cogs winding into each other behind the white faceplate of the timepiece, and suddenly you see a blue spark begin to ignite in the back of the watch, and it startles you, Ibu, and you step back as the watch begins to glow blue and begin to emit a high-pitched humming noise. It levitates up out of Alara's hands and crackles a few times like the DeLorean in Back to the Future before the fabric of space-time begins to rip open in front of you all, and you can see a portal forming. Through it, you see a dark warehouse. Shelves upon shelves covered in wooden crates lay through this portal that Alara has opened.
Let's go.
Oh man!
He like
Grizz
looks specifically at Alara.
Portal.
Well, that sucked real hard. I just got peed on.
5-minute recess.
Yep, sounds like it.
Gonna need a minute.
Yep. We'll take a
How
5.
dare you don't DM while you clean yourself up from being peed on?
Yeah,
I'm so
exactly.
glad that you didn't have your camera
How dare
look
you not
at
just
us.
sit in the pee while you DM? Like, fuck you.
That would have been hilarious, actually. If I just saw a stream of pee come up and then you'd be like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
that would have been.
And he's like
fine.
talking through it. He's like, so anyways, you guys come across a
This would be our
fucking
most popular stream.
you know?
Put that out for YouTube. Be like, DM gets peed on, and just put that up on the
Oh my
internet.
god, yeah.
You get-
Yeah, gets
Gets
peed on
money.
and keep going.
So you go through a
DM is like,
waterfall.
That'd be amazing. What if it happened and you just kept going? Like nobody, like we didn't notice what was going on. You didn't know it was in the camera shot, and we're just like, did he get peed on just now? Like, is he playing still? What? That'd be amazing.
Well, too bad I'm stopping
It is too bad.
because I gotta change clothes. So I just got whizzed on.
I'll be back in a minute, dude.
Did someone mention the black version of the Wizard of Oz?
Nope.
Because I just saw the Wiz.
Wait, what?
The Wiz. Do you guys not know what the Wiz is?
The Wiz?
Come on.
Holy shit!
I do.
Black the Wiz. I typed that in Google.
Why did you do that?
Why wouldn't I? Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Wizard of Oz, but black people with Michael
Yeah.
Jackson as the Scarecrow and shit.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
I never knew about this. But they got the whole movie up on YouTube.
They
The
do.
only reason I know is
Or
there's a
movie clip, apparently.
theater.
Diana Ross, Michael Jackson. Okay. Richard Pryor, of course. Duh.
Pretty sure
Produced
he's
by
from Lion.
Coen?
Pretty
Is
sure.
that one of the Coen brothers?
Sorry, it's
That
really
says
hard to
it's
hear.
produced by Rob Cohen. I didn't know if it was one of the Coen brothers.
Oh no, absolutely not. It's like 1978 or some shit.
It's made 21 million. It's pretty. Oh well, it didn't make as much as its budget. Apparently, it spent 24 million making it. Too bad.
They spent 24 million making. Well, I guess Michael Jackson. Okay, sorry. Yeah. you're
Michael
right.
Jackson and Diana Ross.
Yeah.
and, like,
Diana Ross
Richard
and-
Pryor. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Come on.
I was like,
It's like every.
buy some
like most-
straw and like put it on them as a costume and have them dance around. Oh yeah, and then you gotta pay them. Check. Got it.
They also went way over the top with the sets and the stage design.
Excuse me. Universal Picture Motown production.
Fuck yeah.
Reimagining. Loosely adapted from the Broadway musical of the same name. Apparently, there was a musical before they made this movie.
Loosely adapted because it was black people instead of white people.
I don't think that's why.
Loosely adapted because that hoe is so loose.
Loosely
I
adapted.
mean, if you want to say that on stream, that's all you, bro.
That's not how it was. They weren't black.
They weren't black. Yep, racism doesn't exist.
Speaking of racism, I was watching the Family miniseries on Netflix today. Some crazy ass Christian people.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, dude.
Crazy motherfuckers. Dude, did anybody ever watch Designated Survivor?
I don't know what that is, so I'm
My
gonna
mom
stand up.
did.
It's basically like 24 by a different title. It's like
It's the same guy.
It's the same. I swear it's the same everything. I swear they just
Well, he's-
ported everybody over from 24 and just wrote a new
Wait,
like
so
setting for it.
it's Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be like a passive kind of
he's-
crappy politician who's about to get out of politics when literally every other person in politics gets assassinated at the same time. Like they're all in, you know, with the
He's the designated survivor because they all meet in one location and
Long
they all die.
That definitely doesn't make me think that he's in on it. Every other politician dies but you. Come on, man.
Yeah.
they apparently thought he was a dope and he was the patsy that they thought would fail, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's like, I don't know, good for half a season and then it just turns into 24 again, like where every episode is some hyper dramatic shit and you're just like,
You have an hour.
why is the president dealing with this? There's like astronauts having problems in space and it's the president on the phone. I'm like, what the heck is the president doing here? Like, why?
What do we do?
Can we get a quick flashback to how this dude has like an astrophysics degree? Like, I don't.
He's like an expert on everything. The like Navy's calling him about ships being like sinking and like, and just every episode it's some other dramatic thing that's like, okay, is this really what the president is doing right now? Like every day, every day of his life, bro? Like, come on, man.
Because Hollywood has a
Oh.
very skewed opinion of what's happening in the White House.
Wow, that's funny. You're like, dude, Keith Sutherland will forever be Jack Bauer, apparently. You're like,
I mean, he's typecast like
Or a
that.
vampire from the Lost Boys. Those are the only two things.
yeah, I mean, and wasn't he the bad kid from Stand By Me too? The
Oh
older-
yeah, yeah.
trying to run him down with the knife the whole time.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of a douche, and then he's like, "Well, I started out as a douche when I was acting, and then I turned into the modern day Chuck Norris of saving America."
The modern day Chuck Norris. I'd say that's.
So in this
what's
designated
the
survivor show, is his name John Bayer?
I literally don't even remember his name. A season in
It's President Bayer.
No, I don't even remember. I just remember all of the Jack Bauer jokes from back in the day. Literally the same thing. It was amazing. How did they do this?
Okay. So you're all standing in the woods.
Nope. That portal opens up and Grizz jumps right the fuck through.
Grizz immediately leaps into the portal, finds himself in a warehouse that smells dusty and old.
The Ark of the Covenant in here.
It's
Indiana
dark.
Jones
Yeah, it looks like the end of the Ark of the Covenant.
But it's actually the fourth movie and it's just some alien remains that make no sense.
Mm.
Like, damn it. And
come down, kill everybody. All right. Good campaign, guys.
You did say we had to end early. I didn't know that's what you meant.
You meant end early.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
All right, so Grizz looks around at crates and goes, man, must be some good stuff in these crates.
Yep. Basically, just like, well, cool. This is a dusty old shithole. And he starts looking for a door to find his way out. Vaguely remembering that people were supposed to come through the portal also, and just looking for a way out into the street.
Looking to his left and his right, he actually has to turn back around to look at the portal to notice the door on the other side of it.
Did somebody jump through as I'm trying to walk through the door? That'd be the best. Apparently not.
I mean,
The
I
door
went
is
through.
about 20 feet away and
I'm going.
closed.
I'm going through too.
Evu steps through. Garrett right behind him. They both are met by Grizz standing there looking like right at them, but past them and past the portal towards a door that he starts making his way towards.
Yep, there's a door over there. And I start walking towards it, past them.
Or I was like, oh, just turn around.
Laura cautiously walks to the portal.
Steps in to a strange structure built in a way she's never seen a structure built before. That's not true at all. It looks very similar to Giants, but much smaller.
The Giant's toy house. I see.
As you step through with the watch in hand, once the watch passes through the portal itself shuts down and disappears. And the four of you are standing alone in a dark warehouse.
She hands the watch back to Garrett, so she's like to look at it later. Study it some more.
Garrett takes that and says, "Uh-huh."
Uh-huh. I bet you would. I
Yeah.
bet you would. Here, bud. Oh. There you go, big guy. All right, so the four of you reach the door. Grizz first puts his hand upon the levered handle, clicks it open, and swings the door open. In front of you all, the town of Eldara, the capital city of your homeland. Except for you, Alara, it's not, of course, your homeland. It seems to be the middle of the night. The sky is dark and the stars are out. There are a few people walking the streets, but still some under the lanterns of the oil lights that light the streets, the cobblestone streets. Come here, big guy. In the distance, you hear babies crying instead of sleeping.
Damn, babies.
As the four of you kind of step out into the street, looking each way, you each roll history for me, except for Alara.
Look at that
And a
nat
nat
18.
20. Look at these. Look at these hard rolls. Okay, so the three of you, immediately after stepping out, realize where you are. You are just a few blocks away from the port, which took you over to the New World just a few months ago. Looking about, you do notice that a few people have stopped to look at Alara, who is, of course, very strange looking to all of them. And you hear the hushed whispers of racism.
The hushed whispers of racism.
The hushed whispers of polite
Prejudice.
racism? I don't
Skeptical
Polite.
racism? Like they don't know.
She definitely couldn't do.
They don't know that they're
Wizard of
racist
Oz.
towards her yet. They're like, she's different. I think I'm gonna be racist towards her.
He asked the group, have they never seen a hobgoblin before?
No,
Probably.
no, they haven't.
That might be the problem. Okay, so then she says, let's see. What she says. She turns to a page in her book that she had been mulling over the past few days, and seeming on herself to turn herself into a human female.
You look like a female version of Grizz because you haven't seen a lot of humans.
Gross.
I've seen 3 human females.
Oh yeah. Which one do you turn into? Or a combination of the 3 of them?
The one that beat me up.
The one that beat you up.
That's interesting.
Nice.
You look just like Packy.
Yes. The one with the hammer. And she asked Grizz, will this do?
As you transform, the people that were nearby hushed whispering. Yes, you do, Grizz. But the people that are nearby whispering notice you change forms and begin to kind of like scurry away. Like they stop whispering and instead GTFO.
Good.
Grizz looks over behind him and says, well, that was fun. We should go.
I have that map and I can tell like what forest I think we need to go to get to the place.
So the map is more of the forest, and you know the forest. You've been, you are familiar with where this forest is.
Okay.
But the map itself is of the forest and how to get to the secret entrance.
Right. Where do I think? I mean, I'm just gonna take us there as soon as possible.
Okay.
Well, before you head off on your journey, I need to take care of something in town. I'm not feeling too great, and I cough up some blood and walking towards the nearest I don't know, vending house, whatever it would be. I don't know what the hell hospital would be back in the day.
You make your way toward the apothecary you know of nearby.
Apothecary. There we go.
Grizz is all, I know of an apothecary near here. Follow me, guys. As he wiped some blood off his mouth. He leads you down a few streets and then through a few twisting alleys. It's clear that Grizz spent a lot of time in maybe some of the more seedy parts of this end of town, as most of his routes and his locations seem to be based off of off streets and back alleys and not so much off of corners and lampposts. After a few minutes of walking, he's like, we're here. And he stops in front of a stone building. There, you guys are all in an alleyway, and it's just a dead-end alleyway. And the building directly in front of you just has an open stone door archway with nothing in it. And he's like, it's in here, guys. And he goes in the doorway and turns around a corner. And inside, there is a kind of a chic, velvet-covered room filled with sitting pillows. The walls are lined with glass contraptions being burned by different small embers of fire up to large vats burning a cauldron in one corner. Sitting about the room are a few different people this late at the night. A few of them are asleep, but a few of the others are smoking a hookah device in the center of the room. When one of the smokers turns to see Grizz standing in the doorway, he goes, oh my God. Grizz, you old so-and-so! And he stands up jubilant. Grizz takes a moment to look at him and then remembers. This guy's name is... Sorry. This guy's name is Vitar. Sorry. On the tip of his tongue, Grizz is like, the Vitar. Long
What
time
is
no
it?
see. He's
Andy,
like,
what
what
is
are
it?
you doing here, man? I heard that you and your whole clan got wiped out in some crazy accident.
Yeah, yeah, they're all fucking gone. Listen, man, I'm not feeling too great. Do you mind if I get a puff off
Yeah,
that
you
hookah?
look like shit. And he like shoves a hookah tube into your hand.
Thanks. I'll tell you all
Sit
about
down,
it.
man. I'm gonna go get you something. You guys too. You guys. And he points at the other three of you. Just sit wherever. And then he takes an extra second to look at Alara. Nice, Grizz. And then walks into your room.
Andy, how do you spell his name? I couldn't understand it completely.
Vitar, Vetar.
Cool. Thanks.
After a few moments, you guys find yourselves some seats around on the floor on these big cushy pillows. It's quite comfortable, and the room smells of a kind of a ashy yet aromatic fruit, kind of filling the room. And the two people laying on the floor that are asleep do not wake at your presence or at Vitar's loud chatter. And the guy he was smoking with just like sits there waiting to get the hookah tube back from Grizz.
It's just one tube. Well, I take a long puff from it and kind of let it hold for a little bit and breathe it out slowly, and then I look at everybody else and kind of hold the tube up to see if anybody else wants to try it as I breathe out the smoke before I pass it back.
Garrett's actually glancing around the room right now, seemingly uninterested in the hookah, and more interested in what he can find loot-wise. Looking shifty-eyed as heck.
Always casing.
Garrett asks Grizz, how do you know this guy?
Yeah,
Grizz replies. This
I
guy and
pass it over to the
uh,
other guy, and I say to Garrett, yeah, I used to hang around this place back before the boat ride and everything, and kind of common stomping grounds after getting in scuffs, out on missions, things not going so well. This is the place you come back to get all fixed up before you go out on another job. I might have a little bit of explaining to Zatar when he gets back.
At that moment, Vitar returns into the room. He's like, "Hey, Grizz, last time I saw you, you weren't that fat, man. What happened?"
Alara chuckles a little bit.
Yeah, glad you took notice. I guess things didn't sit with me that well. How everything went down. I tried to escape it, but here I am, back in.
Yeah, here you are indeed, man. Did you hit that hookah? Tasty, right?
No, this is worth it.
Constitution saving
Gotten
throw,
better.
Grizz.
A what? Constitution?
Constitution saving throw. Grizz
Take
handles his hookah.
It's better than I remember, but it's been a long time.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. He holds forward a set of vials, 5 vials wrapped in a leather strap. Here you go, man.
Thanks. And I drink one of the vials immediately and put the other 4 in my pouch.
They are greater healers. So 8d8 plus 8. Man, buddy, what is up? You got stand. Being weird, dude. Tone change was strange.
So before I get in,
I said 88, but it's F4. It's 8D4.
it's 8D4.
Yeah, potions are D4s.
Sorry, I just misheard you.
No, I'm pretty sure I said 8. So
Well, that's a lot worse.
it is. It is a lot worse. It's half as good.
It'll get me through the day, I guess.
Good thing you have 4 more of them. He's like, yeah, man, that'll just be the usual price. He like sticks his hand out.
What's the? Can I remember what the usual price is?
Please roll history for me.
Damn it, Bobby. Fuck, I
You
don't
do
remember.
not remember what the usual price is.
Honestly, it's been a long time. What's the normal price for these?
He laughs. Nothing, man. You know it's free, and he slaps you on the shoulder. Just messing with you, dude.
Wow. I honestly, I didn't think it was still going to be on the house. I mean, what with the whole guild disappearing and everything? I mean, who are you servicing now? Somebody take their place after I left?
Oh yeah, there's this new guy. Dude is the
There always
worst.
is. What's his name?
His name is Cadmus.
Is he running the same old scams? Same
Pretty
old
much.
jobs? Mean
He
motherfucker.
likes hookers. He likes hookers more than the average.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, he runs this part of town now. If you're trying to do anything shady, man, you better pay him a visit before you get into any business. Laura types some stuff as her dog barks like a vicious monster in the background. He shovels pizza into his mouth.
By the way, this is Garrett Ibu over there, the quiet, nomadic-looking guy, and Amara, the one you were given an no too long stare to. They came with me. We all went over together.
Okay. All right, then. Oh, what's wrong?
Garrett chuckles. He gets a big smile on his face and he says, "Hey, nice to meet you, man." And he extends his hands out to Grizz's friend.
Vitar reaches forward and grabs your hand a little lightly because he's not really sure how to, not be a dick to a halfling. He doesn't want to like grab your entire forearm and crush it, but he also doesn't want to like treat you like a little bitch. So he's like kind of awkwardly like comes in slow for the grab. It's like, it's good to meet you too, man. What are you guys up to?
Just escaping. Oh, go ahead, Garrett.
Garrett says, "Actually, we just got back in town." He kind of looks over at Grizz after he says that.
He's like, really? Grizz,
Same old shit. Getting up to a little too much adventure.
Give me a second, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
What's wrong, brother?
He's like, "Dad, stop talking and pay attention to me." Jeez.
Right?
Ah. When can I play? When do I roll my character?
All right. I'm going to switch off camera and onto just headset so that I can play while I keep this dude happy.
It's going to be in the DM.
All right, there we go. So, he asks what you guys are up to Garrett.
We're going to the forest.
Oh, really? He looks over to Evo. What forest, big man?
Do I know the name of the forest?
You do, but I never told it to you. So, how about you make a name up?
Oh, okay.
Don't we know the name of it? Forest of Chives? Or is that different?
The forest of what?
Chives, I think was said last time? Unless we're talking about a different forest.
No, that's the forest. I didn't realize I had told you guys the name.
Yup.
Buster, note taken, kicking you straight in the pants today.
Yeah, you guys with the notes. I love it. All right, so yeah, the Forest of Chives. You're like, oh, really?
Guys.
The hell are you going there for?
World Tree.
Yeah, a bunch of people go there trying to find the World Tree, man. I don't think it really exists, but, whatever.
Even two people kind of like scowls at him. It's like,
Well, I didn't mean any offense, big man.
Alara looks at Eva like she lied to him. She's offended.
Well, look, it's late. I'm about to pass out. If you guys want to crash here, you're welcome.
Okay.
No, I think we got to get going, man. Listen, it's good seeing you. I'm sorry we couldn't catch up more, but I'm sure I'll be seeing you again.
Yeah, man, look me up whenever you're in town.
Yeah, and I kind of reach over and give him a hearty handshake goodbye and slip him 5 gold and say, "Hey, just keep our meeting between us. I don't want you to get mixed up in anything that you don't want to. All right?"
Hey, discretion is the name of the game. Am I right?
Yeah, if you want to stay alive, you are. Yeah. We'll see you later, man.
Trying to scare this dude. Don't fucking stay alive. Don't fucking tell anybody else here. Alright? Thanks for the hospitality, though, but just shut your fucking mouth.
Slipping the 5 gold.
Slipped in the fivsky, bro.
Fifsky?
It's got to be a good change around here.
He
Like
gratefully
pesos,
takes
you
the
handed
5
him, like,
gold
20 cents.
and adds it to his pouch.
Alara
Like, all right.
realizes that she has no money. She's poor.
Yeah, Rosie.
He's like, all right, well, if you guys aren't crashing, that's fine, but I'm going to go to bed. Grizz, don't be a stranger, man. And Vitar heads his way into the other room to go to bed.
It was great meeting you, man. Garrett says.
You too, guys. And he waves as he goes around the corner.
Appreciate the hospitality. We'll see you around.
And he leaves the 4 of you there with the hookah smoking guy who's just been chiefing away this whole time.
Yeah, bro, slow down.
I'll slow down when I die, man.
That might be rather soon.
And then he chokes to death.
See?
Lily, you go outside.
Oh shoot. I actually need to go feed the horses. So
Is it an allegory for masturbation?
nope. I wish. I have to actually go feed horses, so I'll be right back.
All right. Well, don't feed him too quickly. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Have fun choking your horses. Oh, God. Man, you slammed me right in the mouth, dude.
Get beat up?
Oh, yeah. That's like 80% of being a parent. Just getting headbutt in the face and slapped a lot.
Hell yeah.
Well, I don't know if Stephanie's left yet, but she's probably gonna be leaving soon. We might end up having to stop here based off of how long it takes to feed horses.
Right.
Word. Hey, so question. Now that
Shoot.
we're at this point in the campaign, so not next week, which is the 22nd on Sunday that we're gonna play, but I will be leaving Monday the 30th, which is the day after our D&D session. However, I have to get up super early for that flight.
Word.
So, do you want to do the D&D session Monday night when we're both at your place, or do you guys want to do it another night, or how do you guys want to do that?
I mean, Monday night would be cool,
I'll
but
have
if
to
we
let
can.
you know about Monday.
Not sure about Monday.
Yeah.
I'll put something in the chat and we can kind of brainstorm about it. We don't have to decide right now.
Yeah, something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about for sure. Because I mean, I might be able to do that session. Be fine.
I mean, if we could do it another time, it would be better than making you like be exhausted for a plane. But,
Yeah.
Because your flight's at
Honestly-
like 7, right?
Yeah, it's like 6:45 or something crazy.
Which means you're getting to the airport at like 4:45 and
Yeah. I'll
waking
be
up at
waking up.
4 and
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I don't sleep well before I fly anyway because I'm just so excited about the trip. But if we could do another night, that'd be even better for me.
yeah, or maybe even just early on Sunday. I don't know if you're working still or not. You probably are.
You know, I can't remember when I took off. I have to check my email and see the days I took off. I like to think that I took that Sunday off.
Because if that's a possibility, that would be probably
That would
the
be
easiest
hella
one for
sweet.
everybody is to just start earlier on that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Do it in the afternoon instead of the evening or whatever.
I mean, I don't know anybody else's schedule. I don't know if Jake works Sundays or Cody, but
Sundays are definitely more possible.
sweet. Well,
Oh,
we'll do that.
Buddy.
Mondays are just the days that I do my session with my group that I DM or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
We only play every other week though, so I'd have to double check what that is.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, you said that this week, tomorrow, Cody, was the last session without me. Or no, last week was the last session without me, and you guys aren't playing this week, isn't that right?
No, so one of my players, her name's Will, like she's only played with us for like 3 sessions now or whatever, 2 sessions actually.
Yeah.
She just got a job in California and moves in like a week, so we're actually having a for lack of a better term, like emergency session on Tuesday of this week.
Oh, okay.
And that will actually be the last one without you.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna kill her.
Murder that hoe.
Yep. He gone. Ah.
She deserves it.
She does. Fucking leaving, bitch.
Moving to California.
Wait, I missed that
Gross
story.
ass
I'm
state.
sorry, I was writing in chat. What's going on?
One of my players just told me that she's moving to California, or she like got a job out there, and she told us she was trying to get this job like when she started playing with us. So it's not like what the fuck or anything like that. But she leaves like next week, so we're having like one more session to like kill her.
To kill her character.
Yeah.
Send him off the right way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Viking funeral in Dungeons and Dragons. Oi. Feeling it, buddy. What's wrong? Give me your hands. Hoi. What's wrong is you're not currently standing. And that is BS.
Yes, Dad.
Hey, bud. horses. Feeding
yeah.
some bitch ass horses. Where the fuck does Jake live?
He's like the very, very top part of Texas, almost Oklahoma. Like I think he's right on the border.
Oh shit. Okay. Weirdly enough, Stephanie's family had like a family reunion on the Texas-Oklahoma border.
Really?
God, must have been like 6 years ago now. Can't remember the name of the town though, but
Remember
it's
when
like
you went
where
to that?
one of them is from.
Shithole Town 4.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know anything about what it's like down there on the south part of Oklahoma.
I have a couple
It's
friends.
like-
Well, it's like a friend and her fiance. I don't like him at all. That live in Oklahoma in a fucking trailer. But like he's in the army and shit, and they just moved down there. You wanna go? Free station.
Do you know what base?
I have no idea.
All right.
Like I said, I don't like him, so don't care.
He's a piece of shit. He can go fuck himself.
Shit, absolutely.
He and everyone who likes him can die in a fire.
Yeah.
Keep it real out here.
Reading my goddamn mind right now.
Well, while he feeds horses, I'm gonna make homemade tortilla strips for my soup.
Nice, dude. How are you doing that?
What, the tortilla strips or the soup?
The tortilla strips.
Oh, I buy like a 10-pack of small corn tortillas, and then
the
I
corn ones. Okay, I gotcha. I don't know why I thought flour. As soon as you said tortillas, I was like, how do you make tortilla strips out of flour tortillas? What an idiot question. I'm sorry.
you buy corn tortillas, you slice them, and then I get a gallon bag, and I put olive oil, or not olive oil, vegetable oil, and garlic salt in there, and then I shake in the tortilla that I chopped up into strips, and then I bake that bitch at 400 degrees for 6 minutes.
Nice.
Bam, tortilla strips to stick in my chicken tortilla soup.
They're trying to take my tortillas.
Oh, my chicken tortilla soup, man.
I was actually trying to do Pablo Francisco, but we could just be real
You
racist.
just be racist as fuck. You trying to take my tortillas? Get down.
Doom, 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 doom.
This summer, Arnold Schwarzenegger is Little Tortilla Boy. Fucking
man.
Pablo. Forgot about that shit. That's way back.
Right? What was the God? Who was the English slash computer teacher? I can't even remember what computer class it was. I think I took like typing in there or some shit. And
Oh,
you were-
Renolette?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Fucking Miss Renolette, bro.
That's freaking hilarious. We
I was
played
her
all
teacher's
sorts of-
aide.
Yeah, we played Hangman in the middle of fucking class.
Yeah, I did. Just go up to the board and fucking draw hangman shit.
She was like, Andy, don't do that. And you're like, uh-huh. So Brett, you want to guess a letter?
Who's guessing a letter? Yo, you over there in the third row. I haven't learned your name. I've been your TA for 2 semesters now, but I have no idea who you are.
Amazing.
Fucking hangman in the middle of class. That's how we do it. She's trying to teach everybody how to use PowerPoint, and I'm just like finishing my McDonald's, and I'm like, I'm bored. Let's play hangman.
Dude, I don't know how everybody like took so much time in that class. Like, props to them for learning it or whatever the hell. But like, I would always have shit minimized as she came back around, and she would see the tabs, and she'd be like, "Uh huh."
She knew.
Yeah, she
That's why
knew.
we're making it feel
She was
better.
it was just a formal thing to do, and like, yeah, I'm working on my stuff. See how I'm done already?
See how I type 198 words a minute? So I'm good. All right.
Hey, I'm done. Can I watch Pablo Francisco on the internet with Andy and Matt Marcella?
While they show up 20 minutes late to class with McDonald's.
Right. Hey, where have you guys been? Burger King?
The fucking vice principal. God, I was such a dick.
Oh shit.
It's amazing what a little confidence will do for you too, because like he didn't do anything either. I just fucking answered, and he was like,
Kill her.
"All right."
No, he gave us detention. We never showed up, and he never said a single word about it again. That's
He
what
did
happened.
give us detention. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he literally did. And we were just like, yep, not going to that, and nothing happened.
Yeah, that is how I treated all like 30 of the detentions I got my senior year of high school, man. Like I got so many detentions and never went to a single fucking one of them.
Yeah, I cleaned them just now. They're all clean.
They're not all clean.
They are clean, baby.
They're not though.
You heard her.
I know. I hear that.
Yeah, but they're not.
She can see the germs. I obviously can't.
You're too
Right?
old to see them anymore.
Yeah, you're too old to see the germs.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
There's an age limit on these germs.
Mm-hmm.
You got germs still? I don't think you do. Still think.
And toast F is that? It's germs.
I'm a baby foot.
We got a little booby there.
It's a city, guys. You're in a city.
I know. Ready for all the intrigue. Ibu's ready to go to the forest immediately.
We out.
He's like, "Can we go to the woods yet?"
I'm like,
All
okay,
right, we're here.
This way.
Gotta
We're
go
like,
to the World Tree.
like
I got a World
15
Tree to
days
visit.
away. I'm like, this way. We need to take a left.
Garrett can climb houses now as a thief. Hell yeah, dude.
Right? Time to take advantage
Hide
of
anywhere.
second story work.
Yeah.
Time to rob everybody as we go through this place.
Right.
You're even there at night. I mean, come on.
Uh-huh.
Why haven't you robbed anybody yet?
He was thinking about it.
He was
I don't know if you
eyeing
wanna
up
rob
the
this
Taurus
joint.
shop.
I know. I don't know if that's the place to rob the shady criminal doctor. Like
He was
the dude did not get on the bad
scoping out
side
the
of.
situation first. Yeah.
He was
But
so
also
nice, he
offered
was
like a
do it.
free place
You
to
roll with
stay
it.
and
Yeah.
potions and shit.
free healing and shit. We're like, yeah,
You sick?
fucking get this shit.
Straight thinking, don't you make me regret not stealing from you when I come back to this.
Well, they kept that gold on my inventory sheet. Like one point, I was just gonna delete that crap. Like, well, this is useless.
We've been betrayed by everyone we know.
Threw it into the ocean. Like, what the fuck is this gonna do for me?
I was just gonna animate object that crap and kill people with it, but we're all good.
Now I'll just animate object some other crap and kill people with it.
Yeah. Pick up some
He got 4 hearts.
pebbles and stuff.
He got 4 hearts. 4 hearts.
Finn is losing it.
He
Yeah.
got 4 hot dogs.
I don't know. I feel this tentative, like this might be the end. Jake
Oh yeah,
beating a
no,
horse,
I'm
Stephanie
pretty sure
coming
that
back,
this is pretty
Finn
much it.
losing it.
This is pretty much the night. I'm gonna leave it off. Leaving Vitar shot.
Rose.
Rosie's needing attention too, so